Welcome to Buried, where we dig deep into the most chilling true crime stories that haunt us long after the credits roll. Today we're diving into a case that's as brutal as it is heartbreaking, one that shook an entire nation and exposed the ugly flaws in a system meant to protect the innocent. Imagine a young girl, full of dreams and promise, snatched off the street and plunged into a nightmare that lasted agonizing days. Days filled with unimaginable torture, violation, and cruelty at the hands of monsters who looked like ordinary teenagers. And when it was all over, her body was hidden in a way that screamed of cold calculation. This is the story of Junko Furuta, a case known as the concrete-encased high school girl murder, or simply 4 days of hell. But here's the hook that will keep you up at night. These perpetrators weren't hardened criminals. They were kids, protected by laws that let them walk free after serving sentences lighter than the weight of their crimes. And some of them, they went on to hurt more people. Stick around, because we're about to unravel this step by step, and trust me, the details will make your skin crawl. Let's set the scene. It's early 1989 in Japan, and detectives are deep into an interrogation at the Yachio police station. The suspect? A cocky 18-year-old named Hiroshi Miyano, already notorious in local delinquent circles for bragging about his supposed Yakuza connections. But this questioning isn't about Junko, not yet. It's about another victim, a 19-year-old woman who'd been raped, beaten, and robbed. The room is stark, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, the air thick with cigarette smoke and unspoken threats. Miyano sits there, slouched in his chair, trying to play it cool. The officers are going through the motions, asking routine questions, when one of them drops a casual line that changes everything. "You know it's wrong to kill someone, right?" Simple words, but they hit like a thunderclap. Miyano freezes. His face drains of color, beads of sweat forming on his forehead despite the chill in the room. His eyes dart left and right, like a cornered rat searching for an escape. How could they know? Had someone talked? He doesn't say a word at first, just nods, a single, hesitant bob of his head. That nod cracks the dam. Instead of sticking to the rape case, Miyano starts spilling secrets about something far darker. He mumbles about a body, about a girl they'd taken, about what they'd done to her. And then, the bombshell. He tells them where to find her. The police exchange glances, the gravity sinking in. This wasn't just another assault. This was murder, cold, calculated, and concealed. Following Miyano's directions, a team of officers heads to a desolate parking lot in Wakasu, Koto Ward, Tokyo. It's an abandoned spot near a construction site, the kind of place where rusting machinery and overgrown weeds swallow up secrets. The air smells of salt from the nearby bay and something fouler, decay. They spot it almost immediately. A 55-gallon oil drum, heavy and unassuming, half buried in the dirt among piles of concrete scraps. But as they approach, one officer notices something protruding from the top. Strands of hair, human hair, matted and dark. The smell intensifies, a nauseating mix of rot and chemicals. They call in heavy equipment, a crane, to haul the 330-pound drum back to the station. Hearts pounding, they crack it open with chisels and hammers, the concrete crumbling away to reveal a horror inside, a human body, wrapped in a blanket and stuffed into a duffel bag, encased like a forgotten relic. The autopsy begins that afternoon, March 30th, 1989, in a sterile morgue where the fluorescent lights cast harsh shadows on the examination table. The body is in a state of advanced decomposition, but the damage is evident even to the untrained eye. This wasn't a quick death. The girl, because that's what she was, just a teenager, had been starved down to a skeletal 84 pounds. Her bones were shattered in multiple places, her muscles torn, her organs ravaged. Burns covered her skin, some fresh, others healed over in puckered scars. There were signs of repeated sexual assault, foreign objects still lodged inside her. Her brain had shrunk from the trauma and malnutrition. And the kicker? She was pregnant at the time of death. The forensic team works in grim silence, piecing together a timeline. She'd been dead for about 3 months. Fingerprints and dental records confirm her identity. Junko Furuta, 17 years old, reported missing back in November. For months, her family had clung to hope, thinking she was a runaway. But now, the truth stares back at them from the cold steel table, a map of suffering that no one should ever endure. Who was Junko Furuta before she became a victim? Let's rewind to paint a picture of the life that was stolen. Born on January 18, 1971, in Misato City, Saitama Prefecture, Junko grew up in a modest, loving home with her parents and two younger brothers. Picture a typical Japanese suburb. Neat rows of houses, kids biking to school, the hum of daily life. Junko was the heart of her family, polite, responsible, always flashing that warm smile that lit up a room. She attended Yashio Minami High School, where she was known not for drama or rebellion, but for her kindness. She'd bake cakes for friends' birthdays, craft handmade gifts, help her mom with chores without a single complaint. She doted on her little brothers, playing the role of big sister with effortless grace. At 5'5", with striking features, big, expressive eyes, a delicate face, she had a natural beauty that turned heads, but she never let it go to her head. Humble to a fault, she dreamed big, becoming an idol singer, maybe even a model. But she was practical too. She worked part-time at a plastic molding factory, saving every yen for a graduation trip. She'd already landed a full-time job at an electronics store post-high school. Junko was the girl next door, the one everyone rooted for. Gentle, sweet, pure. But in a cruel twist, that very innocence made her a target. Enter the perpetrators, a group of teenage delinquents whose paths crossed in the shadowy underbelly of Misato's street scene. At the center was Hiroshi Miyano, 18, a self-proclaimed tough guy who flaunted fake Yakuza ties to intimidate others. He wasn't just posturing, he had already racked up a rap sheet of petty crimes and assaults. Through a mutual friend, Joe Ogura, Miyano linked up with Nobuharu Minato, who went by Shinji, and his younger brother, along with Yasushi Watanabe. The Minato family home became their hangout, a sprawling place where the parents were often absent, leaving the upstairs rooms free for whatever chaos ensued. Miyano quickly seized control, his charisma masking a sadistic streak. What started as minor thefts escalated fast. Assaults on women, failed abductions, then successful ones. They raped a schoolgirl in a hotel, then another woman, a hostess, who reported it. But this was 1980s Japan. Sexual violence was often dismissed. The boys claimed consent, and the cases evaporated. Emboldened, they hungered for more. Miyano heard rumors about a beautiful girl who turned down every advance. Intrigued, he stalked her out. That girl? Junko Furuta? November 25, 1988. The sun is setting over the quiet streets of Misato, painting the sky in soft shades of orange and gold. 17-year-old Junko Furuta is pedaling her bicycle home after finishing her part-time shift. She's tired but happy, thinking about the weekend ahead, maybe hanging out with her friends, maybe just catching up on some rest. As she rides along a narrow road, another bike suddenly crashes into her. The impact throws her off balance, sending her tumbling to the pavement. Her knees sting from the scrape, and her bike lies twisted beside her. The boy who hit her, Nobuharu Minato, mumbles something and quickly rides away into the fading light. Junko is still trying to collect herself when another young man appears. He looks concerned, almost gentle. "Are you okay?" "That looked painful," he says, stepping closer. His name is Hiroshi Miyano. His tone is calm, kind, reassuring, exactly what you'd expect from someone trying to help. Grateful and still a bit shaken, Junko nods. She accepts his offer to walk her home. As they walk, they talk about school, about work, about small, harmless things. His easy conversation makes her lower her guard. But soon, she notices they're taking a different route, one that leads away from the main streets, toward an old, deserted warehouse. When she hesitates, Miyano's expression changes. The warmth vanishes from his face, replaced by something cold and dangerous. His voice drops. "I'm with the Yakuza," he says quietly. "If you try to run or scream, I'll kill you. And your family too." The words freeze her in place. Her breath catches in her throat, fear washing over her. She wants to run, to scream, to fight, but the threat against her family keeps her rooted to the spot. That night, Miyano forces her into a taxi. They drive to a rundown love hotel in a Adachi ward. The room is dim, the wallpaper peeling, the air heavy with the smell of cigarettes. A small TV flickers in the corner, the sound of static filling the silence. There, Miyano assaults her for the first time. It's brutal and horrifying. When it's over, he doesn't show guilt, only pride. Laughing, he picks up the phone and calls his friend, Joe Ogura. His words are chilling. "I just did it," he boasts. Ogura doesn't sound shocked. Instead, he tells him, "Don't let her go. I want my turn too." That single phone call marks the beginning of one of the most disturbing cases Japan has ever known. The next morning, November 26th, Miyano drags Junko to a nearby park. The autumn leaves crunching underfoot. A deceptive calm in the air. Waiting there are Ogura, Minato, and Watanabe. They circle her like predators, whispering threats. "We know where you live. Try to escape, and your family dies." Right in front of her, they debate her fate as if she's not even there. Where do we keep her? The decision? The upstairs of the Minato house, isolated, soundproof enough, parents too oblivious to notice. They bundle her into a car, the drive silent except for Junko's muffled sobs. At the house, they shove her into a small room on the second floor, bare walls closing in like a cage. Day 1 of 4 begins, November 27th. Junko's parents, worried sick, report her missing at the local police station. The desk officer nods sympathetically, jotting notes, but runaways are common. Back at the Minato house, Miyano overhears whispers of the report. He forces Junko to the phone, script in hand. Her hands tremble as she dials home.
"Mom, it's me. I'm okay. I ran away. I'm staying with friends."
Junko, where are you? We've been so worried.
"Don't worry, I'm safe. I'll come back soon."
She hangs up, tears streaming. She makes 2 more calls like this over the days, each one convincing enough to halt the search. No alarms raised, no rescue coming. Junko is utterly alone. The abuse escalates quickly. By November 28th, more troublemakers start showing up, including Tetsuo Nakamura and Koichi Ihara. The room upstairs turns into a place of constant suffering. Junko is forced to endure repeated assaults, treated more like an object than a person. The torment doesn't stop there. They mock her, laugh at her pain, and humiliate her in cruel ways. At times, they push her to do things she doesn't want to, recording her reactions and taunting her. The cold winter air makes everything worse as they drag her onto the balcony in minimal clothing, leaving her shivering and exposed. It's a relentless cycle of fear and control. Junko's life becomes dominated by threats, pain, and humiliation, leaving her with little hope or escape. Every day is a battle to survive, and as those around her continue to take advantage of her vulnerability. But it gets worse, far worse. They experiment with pain, inserting objects, a metal rod that tears her insides, a bamboo stick, a golf club, even a glass bottle that shatters. They pour alcohol down her throat until she vomits, force-feed her spoiled milk, make her chug gallons of water until her stomach distends. Cigarettes, multiple at once, pressed to her lips, paint thinner fumes choking her lungs. Junko's body, once strong and vibrant, begins to break. She's fed scraps, starved to weakness. The room reeks of sweat, blood, and fear, the walls seeming to close in tighter each day. One fleeting hope. A visitor with a conscience overhears the horrors and tips off Minato's older brother, who calls the police anonymously. 2 officers arrive at the Minato home, knocking firmly. The parents answer, polite and composed. "Officer."
"We're following up on a tip about a missing girl possibly here. Mind if we look around?"
"Father."
"A missing girl? No, nothing like that. Just our family."
The officers glance inside, nothing amiss, and leave. No search, no questions. Junko, hidden upstairs, hears the door close and weeps silently. Early December. Junko spots a phone left unattended. Her hands shake as she dials 110, emergency services. The line rings, once, twice, but she's caught. A hand yanks the receiver away. The boy on the line? "Sorry, wrong number." Click. Punishment follows. Fists rain down on her face, swelling her eyes shut. Miyano burns her ankle with a lighter, the skin blistering, ensuring she can't flee. Mid-December, Junko, bladder weakened from trauma, wets herself. Miyano steps in it, enraged. He beats her mercilessly, then douses her thighs and hands in lighter fluid. The flame ignites, her screams piercing the night as flesh melts. The group laughs, fanning the fire for fun. From here, Junko stops fighting. She begs for death, her voice a broken whisper. "Kill me, please." But mercy? Denied. They mock her pleas, escalating instead. By late December, starvation takes hold. A cup of milk a day, if that. Her weight plummets, bones protruding. They pin her down, slamming her head against concrete until she blacks out. January rolls in, and she can't walk, legs burned, broken, infected. The once beautiful girl is a shell, face swollen like a balloon, wounds festering, the stench of rot filling the room. January 4th, 1989. Tension simmers around a mahjong table in the house. Miyano, losing badly, fumes over a 100,000 yen bet. When the game ends in defeat, he turns on Junko. Candles lit, he places shortened ones on her eyelids, hot wax dripping into her eyes. They cut her water, forcing her to drink her urine. Kicks, slams into walls, she convulses, seizing. To avoid mess, they wrap fists in plastic bags and pummel her. A dumbbell drops repeatedly on her stomach, internal bleeding starting. Pliers tear at her chest. Finally, Miyano sets her ablaze again. Junko crawls weakly, a last desperate bid, but collapses. They beat her for hours more, convinced she's faking. She's not. Around 10 a.m., Junko Furuta dies, alone, in agony. Panic sets in. They wrap her in a futon, stuff her into a travel bag, cram it into an oil drum. Wet concrete poured over, sealing her fate. January 5th. They drive to that Wakasu lot under cover of night, stars indifferent overhead, and abandon the drum. A pact. Silence forever. Life resumes for the boys until Miyano and Ogura's arrest for another rape in March. During interrogation, Miyano slips, assuming Ogura confessed. The drum is found, body identified. Arrests follow. Miyano, Ogura, Minato, Watanabe, and others, but only the core four charged. Hundreds involved in the rapes, they vanish, unpunished. Junko's body returns home. Her family's grief is shattering. Questions of what if echoing endlessly. Her funeral, April 2nd, 1989, classmates weeping. Her employer sends the uniform she'd never wear. It's placed in her casket. At graduation, her parents accept her diploma, tears flowing. The trial shocks Japan. Protected by juvenile laws, all under 20, identities initially hidden. But media outlets like Shukan Bunshun expose them, arguing anonymity undeserved. Courtroom horrors, descriptions so graphic, spectators vomit, judges faint. Guilty pleas to bodily injury resulting in death, not murder. Sentences light, Miyano, 20 years, Ogura, 8, Minato, 9, Watanabe, 7. Public outrage erupts, petitions for death penalties, life terms. Appeals backfire for some, lengthening time, legal precedent cited. Single victim rarely warrants death under Japan's standards. What happened to them? Miyano, released 2009, changed name to Hiroshi Yokoyama, bragged Yakuza ties, ran scams, arrested for fraud in 2013 but not charged. Minato, out 98, changed to Shinji, married briefly, had a daughter. Rearrested 2018 for assault with a baton and knife. 18 months prison, probation. Watanabe, released 96, appealed to Supreme Court, denied, died 21 from neurodegenerative disease, broken isolated. Ogura, out 99, no remorse. His mother vandalized Junko's grave, blaming her. Changed to Joe Kamasaku, fired from jobs when past surfaced. Rearrested 2004 for kidnapping and torturing a man, 4 years. Released 2009, lived on welfare. Died 22, found dead in bathroom, likely choked on vomit while on psych meds. Junko became a symbol of endurance no one should face, of a justice system that shielded monsters. Books, films immortalize her, sparking debates on juvenile reform. But questions linger. Were they rehabilitated? Or did the system just teach them to hide better? Justice for whom? The victim? Or those who destroyed her? Junko deserved mercy. She got none. Her parents buried her in a uniform unworn, held a diploma unearned. They didn't fail her. The world did. That's the story of Junko Furuta on Buried. If this case hit you hard, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got more buried truths coming. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.